April 2025. America is not silent anymore. Across 50 states and even beyond its borders, voices once scattered have fused into a single thunderous roar. Hands off! What began as isolated online outrage has erupted into the largest anti-Trump protests since the Women's March of 2017. But this time, it's different. In April 2025, the United States became the epicenter of a monumental wave of protests that echoed across all 50 states and resonated internationally. Dubbed the Hands Off movement, these demonstrations were a direct response to the policies and actions of President Donald Trump and his close advisor, Elon Musk. The protests were not only a manifestation of public dissent, but also a catalyst for significant political and social repercussions. Backdrop of the protests. The genesis of the hands-off movement can be traced to widespread discontent over the Trump administration's aggressive policy shifts. Central to the grievances were substantial cuts to federal programs, including the cancellation of over $12 billion in health funding, job reductions at the Department of Education, and the defunding of cultural institutions. These actions were perceived as direct assaults on essential public services and democratic values. Elon Musk's role as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, further fueled public outrage. Musk's initiatives aimed at streamlining government operations led to the elimination of more than 200,000 federal positions and significant reductions in benefits within agencies like the Internal Revenue Service and Social Security Administration. Critics argued that these measures prioritize corporate efficiency over the well-being of public servants and citizens. Elon Musk's role as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, further fueled public outrage. Musk's initiatives aimed at streamlining government operations led to the elimination of more than 200,000 federal positions and significant reductions in benefits within agencies like the Internal Revenue Service and Social Security Administration. Critics argued that these measures prioritize corporate efficiency over the well-being of public servants and citizens. Governmental response and consequences of this protest are: the magnitude of the protests prompted immediate reactions from the government. The White House, anticipating unrest, had preemptively canceled public tours and installed additional security measures. Despite these precautions, the sheer scale of the demonstrations underscored a significant disconnect between the administration and a substantial segment of the populace. Governmental response and consequences. The magnitude of the protests prompted immediate reactions from the government. The White House, anticipating unrest, had preemptively canceled public tours and installed additional security measures. Despite these precautions, the sheer scale of the demonstrations underscored a significant disconnect between the administration and a substantial segment of the populace. In the aftermath, the administration faced intensified scrutiny from both domestic and international observers. The protests highlighted growing concerns over civil liberties, economic policies, and foreign relations. Internationally, demonstrations in cities like Berlin, London, Paris, and Rome signified global apprehension regarding the direction of U.S. policies under Trump's leadership. Impact on President Trump and Elon Musk. For President Trump, the protests represented a formidable challenge to his authority and policy agenda. The widespread dissent signaled potential obstacles in implementing future initiatives, especially those requiring public support or congressional approval. The administration's alignment with Musk and the perceived corporatization of government functions became focal points of criticism, potentially influencing Trump's approval ratings and political capital. Elon Musk, despite his achievements in the private sector, found his government role mired in controversy. The protests cast a spotlight on the ethical and practical implications of a business magnate wielding significant influence over public policy. Musk's association with Doge and the resultant policy decisions raised questions about accountability, transparency, and the balance between efficiency and public service. Drawbacks and broader implications. While the hands-off protests underscored the vibrancy of democratic engagement, they also illuminated potential drawbacks. The administration's response, including increased security measures and the potential for legislative actions targeting protest activities, raised concerns about the erosion of civil liberties. Moreover, the polarization evident in the protests highlighted deep-seated divisions within American society, posing challenges for national unity and governance. Economically, the protests and the policies they opposed had tangible impacts. The administration's tariff implementations, a point of contention among protesters, contributed to market volatility and strained international trade relations. Domestically, the reduction in federal jobs and services led to uncertainties in public service delivery and economic stability for affected workers. Conclusion: the hands-off protests of April 2025 serve as a poignant reminder of the power of collective action in shaping political discourse. They highlighted significant public opposition to the Trump administration's policies and brought to the forefront debates about the role of private sector leaders in public governance. The consequences of these protests continue to reverberate, influencing policy decisions, public sentiment, and the broader trajectory of American democracy. Did the voice of the people truly reach Washington? Or was this just another protest that will soon fade into silence? Will Donald Trump be shaken by this uprising or become even more aggressive? Will Elon Musk's controversial role in government spiral further out of control? Or will he prove everyone wrong? Is America slowly splitting into two sides, government versus the people? And if yes, where does that road lead? Is the hands-off movement the beginning of a new political revolution, or the final cry of a dying democracy? And the biggest question of all, was this just a protest or the first rumble of an approaching storm? Think about it. The answers are closer than you think. And if they aren't, then we'll find them together in the next video. If this made you think, drop a like, share it, and let your voice be heard in the comments.